In this video, we are going to paint the capybara, all the details in because we have our base color down and we're going to add all the details for our capybara while the hearts are drying. So let's go. Our capybara is almost completely dry. Oops. There. Our capybara is almost completely dry. Just a little bit on his backside there. Almost completely dry. So now we are going to, looking at the reference photo, and I'm going to take my, one of my like brushes that has a tip, and I'm actually going to use my favorite brush, the number 3, and I cleaned it. I made sure it was clean. And now I'm going to pick a color that is like the mid-tone of the capybara to brush in some of his hair. Okay, so now we're going to do some mid-tone strokes. And I do want, so what the color that I'm going to pick is this. It's a warm, it's a warm, almost orangey brown. Okay, it's a warm orangey brown, and I'm going to activate it right here. I'm activating this warm orangey brown. And see, my brush has a tip, but I'm going to practice making my strokes. So I know, like, oh, I have a little bit, maybe too much water on it. And you want the tip to just like that. Okay, so now you know, like, oh, okay, I need it to be wet, but I don't want it to be so wet that it's like making super thick. So I just practiced on my little side paper here, so I know like how much I need. And if you're like, oh no, I did it on my thing and it was like too thick, it's okay, because we're just making fur. So it's not going to be like, consistent. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this mid-tone here is I'm going to create sort of the shapes of his fur. So I'm going to do like, okay, I know that he's got this color, these like little hairs around the, see, I made this like blob right here, and that is totally fine because I'm just going to wisp in some little, like, what I am seeing is the direction of his fur. Okay, his little fur is going up like this. Now remember, we still have a dark we still have the dark color that is going to come in here, so we're fine. So it's not that deep, you guys. It's not like, you're just look at the direction and the flow of his fur, her fur, if your capybara is a girl going to see her boy Valentine. Yes, I think this is a Valentine. I mean, look. So I'm just like making, and I'm realizing that I'm running out of like pigment on my brush, but sometimes just dragging it, sort of dry brushing it, works. So I'm gonna get a little bit more paint, and I'm gonna dab it on my, I'm dabbing it on my napkin so that I can, oh, that was a little bit too much dabbed on the napkin. And we can see that he has like some wispy this way, wispy this way, and wispy, and he's going this way, and he's got some little fur this way, little fur. And what is the cutest is this like little, like around his snout and up here is now like straight down right here, like a little beard. And it's just so stinking cute and funny. Little capybara, little capybara, capybara. All right. I mean, it had to happen, you guys. I was going to have to say it at some point. All right. So we're just going to, you're just sort of trying to follow like the flow of how his fur is like happening. Okay. Now we have this capybara. But you can see that this capybara has dark areas. So I'm actually going to go in with, I think, no, that's red. Wow. I think I forgot that was like red. Ooh, that's a good dark. That's a good dark color for a capybara. Let's test the one that's just here. Ooh, that's a really dark. So the really dark contrast is going to give him like dimension. Okay, it's going to separate. So I'm going to do a couple little practice wisps on my paper, and then I'm going to do the same thing that I did. I'm going to break up this fur with the darker fur, and I'm going to follow where I see the darkest. So I am just, and this is a very like light touch, okay? Because you just want it to be a fine, like a fine line, if that makes sense. Fine lines that are like between. But remember to follow the direction of the fur, okay, that you see in the reference photo, or whatever reference photo you're using. You can use your own reference photo. You don't have to use mine. I mean, there aren't rules, you guys. So see how I'm following the like pattern of his hair, the flow of his hair. And if I'm using these 3 different colors, now it almost looks like the lightest color that we put down is like white, right? You're like, oh, it's like vanishing. Yeah, it is. But it's necessary, because if it was just white back there, it would be, you know, like, it would not look right. All right, so I'm just like lightly following his color, his hair, or fur. I don't know if they technically have fur or hair. And again, as the brush starts like running out of paint, it's a really cool effect. So as the brush starts running out of paint and you're dragging it, it's kind of doing this thing, which sort of gives fur. You know what I'm saying? So that's like an okay situation. That's okay, you guys. It's okay. All right, so I'm still continuing on. So let's just continue on using that dark color and wisping the hair in for some dimension, and following the like the flow of his fur. I'm going to say his, because I feel like a capybara coming to see his Valentine in a balloon basket is funny. And I feel like that is the vibe of a male capybara. No? Do you agree? Okay. So here we go. Now he's got little wispies that are going this way. I mean, you guys, isn't he starting to seem very soft? I feel like he's starting to seem very soft. Capybara. And it's important that your three colors, like the very lightest base color, the medium color, and the dark color, are very different. Like that is the medium. This right here is my medium color, and that's my dark color. If you look over here, that's my medium and that's my dark. And really, this is my light. So they're like very different, and that is important. Okay, so we want to like sort of a little bit carve out his jawline. So I'm just lightly, really lightly letting the tip of the brush hit here. We want this darkest color to be a little bit like, when I say heavy, meaning a lot of it on the underneath side of his chin, of his jaw, so that we kind of get the idea of the shadow. That was my dog. Oh my gosh. That was a very, I apologize for that, like, very gross sound that my dog just made. So see how we did a lot underneath? That is going to give, like, he's round. Like he has some shape to him. Okay. So now we're going to bring his fur up here. He kind of comes out like this. And this part can seem a little bit like tedious, but just make it fun. Just make it fun to make his little, like, yeah. And this capybara has these like little wispies up here, which are killing me with cuteness, with the cuteness of him. So the capybara face that I drew was, hold on, was based on this face. So we're gonna try to make it sort of like this face. So now for this area that's less like hair and more like, I guess it's still hair, but it's more like dotted. You see that? I'm just gonna actually dot. I'm actually gonna dab and dab down to follow and give like little dabs around here. Little dabs around that nostril. And I think that nostril we're actually gonna put in black for contrast. So see how that's like dotted, and then the dots eventually start being like little hairs. Little hairs. It's almost like it goes from the little dots and becomes little hairs. And I am like just barely dragging this, like barely. So now the underneath side, see, now the underneath, now right under his nose, you can see that it's like pretty dark. So I'm gonna put that dark area in with brown, and then I may go in with black. Let's move over by his eye. See, it's really light kind of around his eye. So I'm just going to drag this brush that has like almost run out of pigment. It's almost run out here. And we're just going to use that like run out to our advantage. And I love what that run out kind of creates. Now it's like completely run out, but okay. Oh my gosh, how cute is this guy? How cute is he? Okay, now you can see that this capybara versus the other one has a lot more like light on him, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about an option for that. I'm darkening in just like below his chin here, coming up. I kind of don't like how much I did that. So what I did just now is I cleaned off my brush, dabbed it, and I'm going to drag to take some of that pigment out because I didn't love it. Okay. Always an option, you guys. And down here is supposed to be like the underneath side of his other jowls. So we're going to kind of put in the underneath side of his other side of his jowls. Like that. Yeah. Now he's got this kind of like part of his nose that I'm gonna like take a little license and just a little creative license and just fully blend it in. Now this area at the top right here has that sort of like gray, or it's like more blended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush with just water and I'm going to dab right here, and the paint that's already dry there is going to blend a little, because I feel like this like part of his nose is more blended. So I'm going to just blend him. And I'm literally just putting water on. I'm just putting water on the brush and blending it, because that feels like more what the top of his little face looks like. I'm also going to blend this dotted area down here just with water. All right. Now, because I love the way that sort of made him look a little bit furry, I am going to also blend parts of his body. So I just have this paintbrush with only water, and I'm just gonna like brush like I'm brushing, like I'm painting the same direction as the strokes, so that the colors blend together and make him more blendy. Literally just water, and not like a lot of water. Just, if you put too much water, you're going to get dots instead of blended marks. Okay. So not too much water, just enough water to wet the strokes that are there, if that makes sense, because that's going to blend them. See? Now he looks like a capybara. Now see the difference between like this area is blended, and this area is not. So I'm taking a brush that's like wet but not crazy wet, and I'm gonna blend. I'm not smearing, I'm doing brush strokes with just water that match the brush strokes that are there, and it's gonna blend it. Gonna blend them in a little bit. Our little capybara. Yay! Okay. Capybara. All right, I know, I'm insane. Okay, so let's go back to our capybara like nose. And that is already dry. So I'm actually gonna go in with, see that around his nose is kind of, there's like a gray. So I'm gonna take a little bit of gray and I'm gonna go around right there, around his nose with the gray. I'm actually gonna fill in his whole nose with gray because it's like around his nose. So I'm just sort of blending this area to like add this gray, and then once that dries, I'll be able to put in the detail of his actual nostril. Now his eyeball is very like distinctive. It's a very distinctive little, like, I'm gonna use straight black, and usually when something is like a dark, it's not actually black, but I am feeling it. I am feeling like our cute painting would do well with black. So I'm just putting water. I'm just activating the black with water. Just grabbing some water, activating my black. And then of course, I'm going to like go, oh, how fluid. Like, see how this is just moving. But if I don't have enough water on it, it's not going to be as fluid. But I don't want so much water that it's gray and not black. So I'm just like, you know, checking it out beforehand. All right. So now I'm just going to make the little eyeball line, this, and then it kind of has like in the middle a little like down. And there's his little eye. I put his little eye in, and I can make any adjustments to his eye that I want to after, but his little eye is there. That nose area is not quite dry, so we're gonna move over to look at his ears. Now his ears are definitely the dark brown, not the black. And I'm not gonna try to make them like, so it's this darkest color. Whatever your darkest in here is what you're gonna use for your ear. And the ear isn't, if you look at it, it's not like a straight, like this is his ear. It is, so I'm just gonna sort of make an idea like of an ear. So I'm gonna dab around. I'm gonna dab around, make like little wispy his ear in here. And it looks like his ear has kind of like a break in it, or like his ear is two-part, and I don't really know if capybara's ears are like that, or so because I'm using the wispy, I'm putting the dark to make the little wisps that are hairs above his ears highlighted. So it's like I'm creating the light by using the dark. And his other ear is like peeking out here. So we're just gonna peek his other ear out. See? His other ear is peeked out. Now I think that that gray area is dry. Sorry. My brain just paused for a second. It happens. So I'm going to get my black and I'm going to dab it so that it's not, so I don't drop like a giant thing of black. And I'm going to try to make this like oval shape. Or almost like a diamond shape, really, of this capybara. There's his nostril. He's really cute, you guys. He's really cute. Okay. You guys, that's a capybara right there. I am going to take a little bit of the black, but like diluted, and I'm going to sort of try to carve in this center, the center line that would be like between his nostrils. Let me zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you what I'm doing here. All right. Okay, we're zoomed in, folks. All right. So I'm trying to make him, you be able to see that this little line right here is between his little cheeks. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of that original light color and I'm gonna make his like other cheek come around like this. And I'm gonna try to blend a little bit of blendy so he could have his little capybara. And this capybara is all of the whiskers. So I'm going to kind of do like little whiskers out the side, because I always gravitate towards like trying to, create something realistic, but I also wanted this guy to be not so realistic. But so I have almost just water on my paint, and I'm dragging the water with little wispy, and it's grabbing the pigment of the capybara to make these little like wispies. So he could be fuzzy, you guys, because I mean, I feel like he's fuzzy. Okay. He's a little bit fuzzy, you guys. It's fine. And I'm going to make I'm going to take some of this original warm color right here. I'm going to put a little bit more water. And I'm going to see how he has like light above his eye. I'm going to like carve out his little like above his eye a little bit. With the same like wispies, so he's still yeah. So I got my brush wet and I dried it off, and I'm just picking up that wet right there that I just put there to give him like that little eyelid. Giving him a little eyelid. Okay, oh my goodness, I'm loving him, you guys. I'm loving him. I'm loving him. He's so cute. Now, his nostril area right here, I feel like he needs a little bit of some highlight. So I don't usually use white. I don't usually use white watercolor. When I use white, I jump into a Posca pen, but we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna give it a try. I'm activating this white. I'm just gonna see. I usually just go straight over to Posca pen when I want white, but okay. I'm just gonna tap. Do you see the little like white? Oh my gosh, this might actually work. The little white highlights that are like on his below his nostrils. Oh my gosh, so cute. Now he also has like little white sort of highlights in his eyes. I didn't love that. I don't love that, so I'm taking my brush and getting it wet again and picking that up because I didn't really like that. I liked his eye just super dark. Oh, I think it was, I don't think it was white. I think over his eye was actually like little hairs from his eyelashes. So we're gonna try to use this to make little eyelashes. But I think that needs to dry first, so we're gonna let that dry. Okay, all right. So we have a capybara that his little black eye is drying. See, there you go. He is a capybara and he is really cute. Now that we have our capybara all painted, we're going to stop this video here, and in the next part, in part 3, we will finish the hearts and the shine and the basket and complete our painting. So I will see you in part 3.